To begin, coming into an easy, comfortable seated position. We call it Sukhasana, so you can have your heel in front of your shin, you can have a cross-legged position, you can sit on a block, you can sit on a pillow. Wherever you are, just make sure you can breathe properly, the spine is nice and tall. And then we're working with a mudra called Yoni Mudra, interlacing the fingers and bringing the thumb and the tip of the index finger together, rested on your lap. Take a deep inhale, release through the mouth. Another one, squeeze the shoulders all the way up towards your ears, little sip of air, and release with a sigh. Closing your eyes and just take a moment to bring your attention to the breath, to let go of the day behind us. All the stories, the narratives in the head, and just bring your awareness to the natural rhythm of your breath. Noticing the cool air going in through the nose and the warm air leaving the body. And just take a moment, think about your intention. What do you want to achieve? And then release your mudra. Rub your palms, create heat. Bring your warm palms over your closed eyes. Allow the heat to drain into the eye sockets. Open the fingers, blink your eyes open. Release. Interlace your hands, stretch the palms up towards the ceiling. Bending into the side, up towards the ceiling. And exhale over to the other side. Inhale to reach up, grow tall. Exhale, release. Interlace the hands behind your back. And stretching out the front of the chest. And then release. Working into our necks. So just looking over the shoulder from side to side. Dropping the ear to shoulder. From side to side. Drop the chin into your chest, working into half circles, no, not full circles. Just rolling the chin along the chest, warming up into the neck joints, releasing the tension in the neck and the tops of the shoulders. Coming back to neutral. Warming up into our wrists. Make a fist around your thumb and then turn big circles into the wrists. Small movements like these really help to boost lymph drainage, and it also helps blood circulation. Very gentle movements, got magic in it. Releasing into the shoulders by squeezing the shoulders up and back. Big circles, and then again forward and down, forward and down. Using the breath to flow. Into a side bend, support yourself with your hand and stretch the opposite hand up and over your head. Breathe into the upper part of the chest. Just check there's no tension in your neck, so gazing down or up towards the ceiling. Use the inhale to release. And then stretching over to the other side, using the breath to guide the movements. Check in with your neck, make sure there's no tension in the neck. Use the inhale to come back up to seated. Big releases in the shoulders, release with a ha sound. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder up, so release with a ha sound. One more time, and ha. Rocking over your shins, coming into a box. So make sure everything is nice and stacked, knees and hip, shoulder and wrist. Press the hands firmly into the floor and working into some cat-cow movements. As you exhale, arching the spine up towards the ceiling. Inhale, drop the belly down. So moving with your breath. This movement helps to circulate the blood down into the reproductive system, into the hips. It releases tension in the lower spine and boosts circulation and fresh oxygenated blood down towards the hips. Then coming into a down dog by pressing the hips up towards the ceiling, releasing into the pose by coming onto the heels and drop the heels down again. It stretches out the whole of the back of the body. It's also a semi-inversion, which have many benefits. Walk your hands towards your feet, bend your knees and work into a nice big forward fold. If you can't touch the floor with straight knees, you can bend them. Then wrap your hands onto your elbows, drop your head in between your biceps and swing from side to side. Release out the tension in the jaw and the neck. And then use the inhale to roll up, scoop the belly, roll, all the way up to standing. Head comes up last. Working into a balancing pose. So make sure your feet are hip distance apart. Interlace your hands, bring the top of the fingers onto the top of your head. As you inhale, come onto the balls of your feet, rise up towards the ceiling, exhale to release. Remember to activate into the lower abdominals to keep your balance and use the breath to guide you through the movement. Balancing poses help to focus the mind so we can let go of unnecessary narratives. Coming into a little dynamic twist to release out the spine and to the hips. Let your hands touch your body on every spin and then spinning it out. Bring your feet hip distance apart again. Make sure that the toes, the knee and the hip are all in one alignment. Then take a big step forward. Toes facing the front of your mat and you're on the ball of the back foot. Bending into a lunge and inhale, raise the hands up towards the ceiling, grow tall through the fingertips and drop the hips down. Take a deep breath as you feel that stretch into the hip flexors and drop the back knee down onto the mat. Support yourself with your hand as you reach up through the opposite hand and stretch into the bent knee side. Feeling that opening into the side body and exhale to release. Bring the hands down onto the mat, making big circles with your hips, stimulating blood flow into the hips, into the pelvic region. Fresh oxygenated blood goes right into the pelvic region, nourishing the reproductive system. Coming back to center and into a box. Exhale into down dog. Take a few deep breaths here before you walk your hands back towards your feet. Tuck your chin, bend your knees and roll up through the spine. It comes up last. Make sure your knees and your hips are in line. So step the opposite foot forward, bend down into a lunge, and make sure that the knee doesn't go over the front toe. Use the inhale to lift the hands up towards the ceiling and drop the hips towards the floor. Feeling that stretch into the quads and into the hips, targeting the hips and the hip flexors. Drop the knee down, make sure everything is at right degree angles. Support yourself with your hand on your knee, grow tall on the inhale, and exhale, bend into the bent knee side. Inhale to release. Place both hands onto the inside of the foot, commencing your big hip circles. We hold a lot of tension in the hips. By doing dynamic movements into the hips, we release all the built-up tension, allowing blood flow to flow freely, nourishing all the important parts of the lower abdomen. Coming back into a box, open your knees wide, press your hips back, dropping down into a child's pose, extended child. Make sure your forehead is connected to the floor and your hips are pushing back all the way to the heels. You can take a deep inhale, release with a sigh, and use the inhale to come into Vajrasana. Grow tall in the inhale and twist over, look over the back shoulder, and then repeat on the other side. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, rock forward, cross your legs, rock backwards onto your bum. Coming into a diamond shape, soles of the feet together, knees out to the side. Place your hands onto your lower abdomen, make sure your shoulder blades are tucked under. And taking deep belly breaths here. As you inhale, become aware of the belly rising and the belly falling. Nowhere to go, nothing to do but rest and breathe. Just you, your body, and your breath. This position will help to open your hips. It helps to settle the nervous system, to calm the mind. So if you find yourself engaging with thoughts or sounds, just bring the awareness to the breath. To finish your practice, bring your knees into your chest, rock from side to side, and then all the way up to seated. Just take a moment to observe how your body is feeling and your mind and your breath. Sending love and gratitude to every part of your body. Namaste.